Smart speakers just a fad? Think again. The year ahead for Alexa, Google, Siri. So this is an article that was published on January 6, 2019 on the CBC website. I really like CBC because of their English usage and their level. So this is about smart speakers, intelligent speakers. And what we're going to do here is we're not going to go through the whole article. We'll just go through a few paragraphs. I'll read it, and then we'll go back and look at some of the words and phrases that are used and what they mean. Smart speakers just a fad? Think again. The year ahead for Alexa, Google, Siri. Adoption is on the rise despite privacy concerns, with more voice-enabled products on the way. Did you get a smart speaker over the holiday season? If so, you're certainly not alone. Consumer surveys published in the waning months of 2018 suggest that tiny, internet-connected tabletop speakers have finally gone mainstream. Google Home and Amazon Echo are the two most popular brands of small tabletop speakers. What makes them smart is the included voice assistants, Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa, which you can ask questions and give commands. Want to know the weather? Listen to the news? Set a timer? Buy a book? Just ask. Other companies, like Sonos and JBL, make smart speakers that now come with at least one of these voice assistants baked in. A few even come with Microsoft's own virtual assistant, Cortina. Apple also makes a speaker primarily aimed at music lovers called HomePod, which features Siri. If you thought smart speakers were just another fad, think again. In August, an Adobe Analytics survey found 32% of U.S. adults owned at least one smart speaker. RBC Capital Markets estimated ownership of smart speakers has nearly doubled in the past year. And in Canada, eMarketer predicts there will be 5.8 million smart speakers in use in 2019. No doubt those numbers have been boosted by the holiday season. Adobe's research says that 79% of smart speakers purchased are made, Adobe research says that 79% of smart speaker purchases are made in the fourth quarter of the year, which encompasses both Black Friday and Christmas holiday spending. Unsurprising, perhaps, given the deep discounts Google and Amazon give their devices around that time of year. Amazon, in fact, told The Verge that more than 100 million Alexa-capable devices have been sold to date. Okay, so we're going to stop it there. There's more to this that you can go through. I'll leave a link in the description about where the whole article is, but I want to go back and look at some of the words and phrases that are here. So let's take first word I want to look at is fad. So what is fad? What is a fad? Well, a fad is something that becomes popular. So it becomes something that happens sometimes for just a short time. Fad used to be people had big hair back in the disco days. Now fads can be many things. It's just something that comes and goes, becomes popular. Then I want to look at this phrase, think again. Think again. So what this is suggesting you think about the question. So are smart speakers just a fad? Well, no matter what you think about it, we're going to talk about it. I want you to think ahead. So think again is a phrase that people use to make you rethink your ideas. So then I want to look at is on the rise. So this is another popular chunk, is on the rise. So what this means is something that is increasing. And when something is on the rise, we can then put something like despite after it. So adoption is on the rise despite privacy concerns. So some people have privacy concerns, but adoption. Let's look at adoption. What does that mean? So if you look at adoption, you can talk about adopting children or something like that. But in this case, we're talking about adopting or using smart speakers. So adoption is on the rise despite privacy concerns. And this phrase right here, on the way. This is another phrase that talks about things that are starting to happen. It's on the way. So the next we said, did you get a smart speaker over the holiday season? If so, you're certainly not alone. So consumer surveys published in the waning months. The waning months. What does waning months mean? Well, months obviously are are parts of the year, but waning is when it's coming to a close. So we talk about the closing of the year, we talk about the waning part of the year, we talk about the waning moon, meaning it's becoming darker. So when we say waning, we're talking about something that's getting smaller. Gone mainstream. So what does this phrase mean? So gone mainstream. So mainstream is something that is become very popular. So if something has gone mainstream, then it has gone above just being something that a few people use to something that becomes very popular. Google Home and Amazon Echo are the two most popular brands of small tabletop speakers. What makes them smart is the included voice assistants, Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa, which you can ask questions or give commands. Want to know the weather, listen to the news, set a timer, buy a book? Just ask. So what that's saying is you can ask these speakers and they will tell you. Other companies, like Sonos JBL, make smart speakers that now come with at least one of these voice assistants baked in. Where did this come from? What does this mean? Something that's baked in. I mean, we're not talking about food. So when they're talking about something being baked in, it means that it's included in it already. It's included in its operations system. A few even come with Microsoft's own virtual assistant Cortina. Apple also makes a speaker primarily aimed at music lovers called HomePod, which features Siri. So if you thought smart speakers were just another fad, think again. Here we are back to where the title came from. So if you thought, what it's saying that if you had the misconception that it was just a fad, then think again. It's not. It's something completely different. In August, an Adobe Analytics survey found 32% of U.S. adults owned at least one smart speaker. RBC Capital Markets estimated ownership of smart speakers has nearly doubled in the past year. So this is a very common phrase. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do this again. Has nearly doubled in the past year. So when something is nearly doubled, it means that it's not an exact number, but it's increased dramatically. So if something is nearly doubled, So the estimated ownership has nearly doubled. It means it's grown quite a bit. No doubt those numbers have been boosted by the holiday season. Now, we just went through the Christmas, New Year's buying spree. So when the numbers are boosted by the holiday season, it means that that's when the sales happen. Starting with Black Friday and going through the next month, month and a half, 2 months even, the holiday season, that's when a lot of purchases are made. So Adobe's research says that 79% of smart speaker purchases are made in the fourth quarter of the year. The fourth quarter. What this is in business terms, you divide your year into 3-month intervals. And each of those is considered a quarter. So it's a way to keep track of your business and do accounting and so on. So the fourth quarter, which is the last quarter of the month, the last 3 months, or the fourth quarter of the year, the last quarter of the year, the last 3 months of the year, is when a lot of sales happening. A lot of companies, that's when they make their money. Given the deep discounts, so deep discounts, that means that Google and Amazon have given tremendous price decreases. Okay, I'm going to leave it here right now, and I hope this was helpful for you. And what I'm trying to point out here is common phrases, common chunks of language that are used, and words that are used within regular articles that might not be exactly as you know them to be. Anyway, if you find this useful, give me a thumbs up and I'll do more of these. We'll talk to you later. Take care and have a good day.